Percy was taking some trucks to the docks. Terence the tractor was working in a field close to the line. Hello, Percy. Nice day for it, isn't it? Percy was confused. Nice day for what? Mrs. Kindly's daughter is getting married today. Oh, yes, of course, said Percy. But when Percy saw Mrs. Kindly, she was standing by her gate waving a red flag. What's the matter? Asked the driver. I've forgotten about the good luck package for the bride. Percy was puzzled. What's a good luck package? It must contain something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. Can you help, please? Percy didn't know how, but his driver was determined. We'll certainly try.
Later, Thomas was resting when Percy arrived. A large hopper was loading his trucks full of coal. Thomas was still being cheeky. Careful, he warned. Watch out with those silly trucks. Go on, go on, go on, muttered the trucks. And by the way, went on Thomas, those buffers don't look very safe to me. The last load poured down. Help! I'm choking! Cried Thomas. Get me out! Percy was worried, but he couldn't help laughing. Thomas's smart blue paint was covered in coal dust from smoke box to bunker. Ha ha, chuckled Percy. You don't look really useful now, Thomas. You look really disgraceful. I'm not disgraceful, choked Thomas. You did that on purpose. Get me out.
First, he needed to fill up his water tank. Gordon was waiting for Percy to bring his coaches so he could pull the express.
Where are my coaches? I shouldn't be kept waiting.
Maybe you should fetch your own coaches, Gordon.
Ha! Big engines like me don't fetch their own coaches. I pull the express, the most important passenger train on the island of Sodor.
Local trains are important too.
Local trains are too slow. They stop at every station. The express only stops at big, important stations.
At last, Percy arrived with Gordon's coaches. And Thomas went to the water tower to fill up his tanks.
Make way for the express!
Later, Rheneas had to take some coal to the station houses. The trucks were very heavy for him on his own. His pistons pounded and his axles ached. But Rheneas kept going. Must take the dinosaur, must take the dinosaur, he puffed. Later at the transfer yards, Mr. Percival came to see Rheneas. Rheneas, you have worked very hard today, said Mr. Percival kindly, and pulled very heavy trucks, very carefully on your own. This made Rheneas very proud. So I have decided you can collect the dinosaur, Mr. Percival added. But are you sure you can do it on your own? Yes, sir, I'm sure, whistled Rheneas. He was very happy. And Scarloey, called Mr. Percival, you will collect empty trucks from the timber yards. Yes, sir, peeped Scarloey sadly. He watched Rheneas race quickly away so Thomas backed up to collect his old trucks. He collected some coal from the coaling plant. Then he raced across the countryside. Ha! Laughed Thomas. I can get these trucks really messy and get the coal to the docks on time. Then there was trouble. The rusty coupling broke. Thomas's trucks were rolling by themselves. Cinders and ashes, cried Thomas. Thomas applied his brakes, but he stopped too quickly. The trucks bumped into the back of Thomas, and the coal spilled all over the tracks. Thomas was stuck.
At last the workmen reached the level crossing. What shall we do here?
Tear it up, tarmac it,
said George. So they did, but not properly, and George knew it too. Later, Thomas was travelling home on the same line. He was pulling trucks filled with vegetables. The signalman had forgotten to warn his driver about the crossing. That's nice, we don't need to stop, said Thomas happily. Yes, we do, called his driver, but it was too late.
Hello, Thomas.
Hello, Henry. Henry, can I ask you something? Did you really hide in a tunnel because of some rain?
Yes, Thomas, I did.
But, well, rain is just water, the same as you put in your boiler. So, how can you be afraid of it?
I don't know, Thomas. I can't explain it. I just am, and I don't like being teased about it.
But I'm not teasing, Henry. I was just asking. I mean, you can't stop the rain, and you don't want to go around worrying all the time.
Oh, I don't worry all the time, Thomas. I hardly worry at all when it's sunny.
Huh?
Controllers' engines are proud of how useful they are. It makes them feel important. But none of them feels more important than Gordon.
Watch out, Gordon wished. You'll get my paint all sooty. Pulling trucks is a sooty job, T. Salty, but then you wouldn't know. Of course not, Gordon huffed importantly. Express engines don't pull trucks. It wouldn't be dignified.
Dinghy-fried, puzzled Percy. What's that?
Dignified, Gordon corrected. It means someone's too big for his buffers, T. Salty. Pah, said Gordon, and he puffed away.
Your engines thought it was very funny when they heard the story of Thomas's train.
I'm glad you came to work on the railway, Thomas. You always give us something funny to laugh about.
Aw, the fat controller will never let me pull trains again. But I want to go places and do things. I want to
See the world!
Don't be sad, Thomas. If you really want to go out, why don't you take my goods train tomorrow? I can take over in the yard if you like.
Really? Would you do that, Edward, for me?
Yes, Thomas, I would. Now let's get some sleep, shall we?
Oh, Edward, I wish it was morning.
Ooh, tooted Daisy. Go on. Champion was too busy chomping to take any notice. Ooh, ooh, said Daisy again. Champion kept grazing. This is all wrong, thought Daisy. How can I look him in the eye if he won't turn around? At last he did. Said Champion. Ooh, murmured Daisy. Why doesn't he run away? Go on, Daisy, said her driver. He's harmless. Yes, said Daisy unhappily. You know he's harmless, and I know he's harmless, but does he know? Look at his horns. If I bumped into him, he might hurt me. Them. The farmer wouldn't like that. Champion sniffed at Daisy. Oof, said Daisy, and that was that. Daisy did no more.
Thomas arrived at the docks excited to see the jet engine. It was shiny and modern, and Thomas had never seen anything like it.
He just couldn't wait to start his journey, but Cranky was taking his time. "Hurry up," puffed Thomas. "This is a special. Cranky did not like being told what to do, especially by an engine. He became so cranky that he was careless with his hook. His hook knocked the switch, and the switch started the jet engine, and the engine began to whine. The whine got louder and louder and louder. "Uh-oh," said Cranky. Before he could say anything else, the jet engine was rocketing Thomas up the track. "Oh," said Thomas. And he started to puff up a hill. Then there was trouble. His pistons popped, his traction rods rattled, and his boiler bubbled and bounced. Sir Handel couldn't go on. Peter Sam puffed up behind him. He was worried. "Why have you stopped, Sir Handel?" he whistled. "I have a problem," wheezed Sir Handel sadly. "It happens when I go up hills. I start to rattle and rock, and then I have to stop." Peter Sam felt sorry for his friend. "Could you help me up the hill?" puffed Sir Handel. "Of course I can," peeped Peter Sam. And he pushed Sir Handel and the trucks of apples all the way up the hill.
Thomas saw Percy ahead, and he saw the photographer. Thomas's firebox fizzed.
The photographer is waiting to take a photograph of Percy. If I hurry, I can be in Percy's photograph.
Thomas pumped his pistons and raced up to Percy, just as the camera flashed.
Bye, Percy! Flash, bang, wallop!
Percy was so surprised, he bashed and crashed into a siding and straight into a heap of coal.
Flatten my funnel.
But Thomas didn't know. He was too busy feeling pleased with himself.
So Thomas huffed and puffed up Gordon's Hill. Skarloey was very heavy. The old flatbed coupling creaked and groaned. But still Thomas huffed and chuffed as hard as he could. Then there was trouble. Just as he got to the top of the hill, the coupling came loose, and Skarloey rolled backwards. "Help!" cried Skarloey, but it was too late. Skarloey's flatbed biffed into the sidings and came off the track. "Oh no," moaned Thomas. "The thing controller told me to go straight to the mender's yard, but I wanted to give you a big day out. Now look what's happened." Thomas was very unhappy.
James was snorting about in the yard. "It's too bad. Percy goes to work at the harbour and I do his job, here, there and everywhere. Take that." "Ooh," groaned the trucks. "Just you wait, we'll show you." Gordon laughed. "I'll tell you what, James, if you pretended to be ill everywhere, you couldn't shunt trucks here or go to the quarry there, could you?" "What a good idea," agreed James. "Look, here comes Thomas. I'll start pretending now." Thomas was sorry to see the engines looking miserable. "Cheer up, it's a beautiful day." "Yes," grumbled Gordon, "but not for James." "What's the matter?" "He's sick," replied Gordon. "Yes, he is. I am," stuttered James. I don't feel well at all." "Don't worry," said Thomas kindly. "I'll help out if you're ill." Gordon and James sniggered quietly to each other.
Hi everyone! If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss another video featuring me and my really useful friends. See you soon!